for this opportunity and patience.
Our next speaker is none other than the fiery Dr. Kiran Bedi. Now, she's a former IPS officer, but she's taken on many more roles, most recently, of course, as part of the Lokpal bill, and she's been an outspoken votary against corruption and what the institution and the system needs to do in order to affect the change that it really needs.
Very grateful to Mr. Karthikeyan for inviting a fellow colleague. And with great respect to him, he always takes up some wonderful causes. And I'm so glad to see that he is deep into causes of substantial change and difference, where destiny of this country will change. 3 department इस देश में निहायत corrupt है. एक है income tax का department, land and building का department और police का department. हम recruit करते हैं best IQ को, लेकिन हम recruit SQ नहीं करते, spiritual quotient नहीं करते, इमोशनल क्वेश्चन नहीं करते और वैल्यू क्वेश्चन नहीं करते, क्योंकि इनका इम्तिहान ही नहीं है और पॉसिबल भी नहीं है. और यहाँ हम जज नहीं करते कि क्या इनके बाकी की चीज़ें ठीक है, हम सिर्फ आईक्यू पर करते हैं. रिक्रूटमेंट में हमारी ये फ्लॉज है. उसके बाद हमारी ट्रेनिंग का क्वेश्चन ये है कि हम स्किल्स देते हैं अपने. मैंने बहुत सारे स्कूल्स में गई, ट्रेनिंग इनकम टैक्स की अकेडमीज में गई, हम कानून उनको सिखाते हैं, लेकिन हम उनको इंटेग्रिटी नहीं सिखा सकते. कानून सिखाते हैं जिसमें वो अब्यूज करें और यूज करें. बहुत ज्यादा अब्यूज करते हैं. So we not are supposed to only observe the rules, we are supposed to correct the rules, we are supposed to innovate the rules. और वो assessment कौन करता है और उस अखबारों में कैसे देता है. तीसरा, चौथा, हम डिसिप्लिन सिखाते हैं, लेकिन हम डिसिप्लिन के साथ साथ डराना सिखाते हैं. हर आदमी डरता है कि मेरी प्रमोशन ना चली जाए, मेरी पोजीशन ना चली जाए, मेरा इंक्रीमेंट ना चला जाए और मेरा घर ना चला जाए और मेरी अगली रिटायरमेंट के बाद नौकरी ना चली जाए. सो वी बिल्ड वॉल्स अराउंड इट. मैं ये चाहती हूँ एक कानून अगर लग जाए हमारे देश में, ब्लैक मनी हो या व्हाइट मनी या करप्शन, हर ब्यूरोक्रेट, सीनियर से लेकर जूनियर तक, मंत्री से लेकर संतरी तक, संतरी तो बेचारा रोकने वाला हमारे, लेकिन अगर हम लोग टॉप टू बॉटम रोज सुबह 9 से 10 खुला आम आदमी के लिए दफ्तर खुला, offices open 9 to 10, anybody can walk in and ask a question, including the vigilance commissions, क्योंकि आप भी नॉर्थ ब्लॉक्स में बैठे, कोई पहुंच ही नहीं सकता आपको. The point is, how do we open up the system to a common man? Common man के लिए हम कोई अवेलेबल नहीं है साहब, कोई अवेलेबल नहीं है, अपॉइंटमेंट नहीं मिलेगी सालों साल. So मेरी रिक्वेस्ट ये है, every government official will keep 1 hour open for public dealing on first come first served basis. Anybody who comes with a paper or without a paper has a right to be heard. That means जितने आप 1 घंटा में अटेंड कर सकते हो करो, बाकी अगले दिन आएंगे, देखते कितनी लंबी लाइन लगती. Second suggestion is not only meeting, not only as a reactive Sri, but also proactive. I remember as secretary to the Lieutenant Governor in Delhi, Mr. Tajinder Khanna, हम लोग एक काम करते थे, गवर्नर साहब को रोज 2 दिन हफ्ते में सड़कें दिखाते थे, बिल्डिंग्स दिखाते थे. उससे बहुत प्रॉब्लम हुई थी, हमारे तब के अफसरों को बड़ी तकलीफ हुई थी, उसकी मुझे कीमत चुकानी पड़ी, लेकिन सवाल उठा उस वक्त का काम हुआ. तो सेकंड मैंडेटिंग क्या है श्री, दे मस्ट मैंडेट एटलीस्ट 3 days in a week. जो उनका डिपार्टमेंट है, अगर वो फील्ड में है तो फील्ड में जाके खुद देखें अस्पताल कैसे चल रहे हैं, स्कूल कैसे चल रहे हैं, फैक्ट्रियां कैसे चल रही हैं, बिजली की कितनी चोरी हो रही है, टीचर्स अवेलेबल हैं कि नहीं, जिसका जो डिपार्टमेंट, पुलिस डिपार्टमेंट, थाने में क्या हो रहा है. व्हाई कांट द होम मिनिस्टर by surprise go and visit a police station? Why can't a home secretary by surprise visit a police station or a police head? Why go announced? Why not go unannounced so that you visit? So I would think visit these people. To my mind, these are the 2 byproducts, needs of this seminar.
5 lakhs of virtual money.
5 days of trading.
3 top-notch market experts.
Picking 2 new stocks every day. A unique stock market game that will change your perspective of the market.
Follow our special guests as they compete to build the most profitable portfolio. Catch the stock game only on ET Now.
Brought to you by Provence Estate, finest French Riviera living, now in Gurgaon.
Wasting energy. Again? How much can little Rani do? Oh, automatic off.
Papa's green filter knows when to go off to sleep. Saving energy.
Chirag Green Pewters.
Save energy, save paper, save money.
And now for our final speaker in the session, Mr. B.G. Burgess, who is an eminent journalist and writer. And here are his thoughts as far as the issue of corruption is concerned and what India needs to do to really follow some of the best practices that we've seen in other countries.
I was recently in Hong Kong, which in 1974 enacted legislation to set up what they call an independent corruption commission. And I got a taxi to go to that office, and the taxi driver said, where do you want to go? And I told him, and he said, Independent Corruption Commission. He said, this is one of the best things that have happened to Hong Kong. Otherwise, there was so much corruption from top to bottom in the police and in the departments concerned, and this body has cleaned that up. And he had the highest praise for it. Now, one might think that Hong Kong is just a small little place. But the volume of trade and investment and finance that it handles is almost as large as India. It is a huge, huge commercial financial center with global connections. And what has been done there is something equivalent to what we are trying to attempt now. Now, the simple thing that they did was to set up an independent body called the Independent Corruption Commission, appointed by the chief executive of Hong Kong. That was during the British period, 74, but the new Chinese government has continued that. And he is independent, though nominally under the chief executive. And he has autonomous powers of investigation, and any report that is sent to it, mailed to it, or by word of mouth passed on, is taken up, investigated, and then if grounds are found for prosecution, an independent prosecution under the auspices of this body carries on. And that has worked very well. And to oversee this, there's an oversight commission or committee of eminent citizens, 10 or 15 persons, who are nominated again by the chief executive, and they rotate every 2-3 years, they are replaced. So that provides a safety valve and a sort of court of appeal outside the chief executive's jurisdiction. Now, this is the kind of system that we want. But the important thing is not the law, but the implementation. We have laws as good. The CBI, for instance, or the CVC are as good as the Independent Corruption Commission of Hong Kong, except they lack the autonomy. They lack the independent prosecution power. And that is what is lacking. And what it requires really is not new laws and more laws. We have so many laws that we get confused by them. We need fewer laws and implement the laws that we have, filling in gaps where necessary. Many of the things that we're talking about here, because it deals not only with public money, but with private money, with corporate money, with money laundering, with Swiss banks or Cayman Islands or Virgin Islands, all these tax havens. It calls for extradition. It calls for freezing of accounts. It calls for the countries concerned to cooperate with you and through the Interpol to deal with these criminals, chase them wherever they might be. And even if you don't have a direct extradition treaty with the other country, this enables you to work your way through for extradition. Therefore, Mr. Katrochi could sit in Malaysia or in Argentina and get away with it. If we ratified this, he would not have been able to get away. Why don't we do it? Again, political will. Now, this is not to point a finger at any particular party. All parties are in this. And at the end of the day, they privately speak to one another, say, hey, don't do this. We will shout in Parliament, don't take us too seriously, because they are in the same boat. Right. So this biradari among politicians needs to be broken. Now, this is, in a sense, the gut issue we have to face. It's a systemic improvement in governance and in our systems, because we do have a very, very vibrant democracy. Let us not be ashamed of it. With all its flaws, it is one of the strongest democratic institutions in the world. You just have to look around the world to see there are few others, including those in the West, that have as good and vibrant democratic system as we have. particularly since we're juggling with the enormous numbers and diversity that we have. Therefore, we owe it to ourselves to see that we allow this democratic structure to work. We have good laws, we have good people, but we make them corrupt because we will not allow them to function. Thank you.
Clearly, much more needs to be done, but with that, we conclude this session, and I'll also request Mr. Arun Jagatamka of Gujarat NRE to conclude this session with the vote of thanks.
We started this 18th January National Council Integrity, and where we had just said that what we need is second freedom struggle. And in early April, I felt that the second freedom struggle has actually started, thanks to one single movement, of which Professor Kiran Bedi is part of that movement, but it was actually a dream come true. And I can say that they have achieved what I thought will take at least 4 years for us to achieve. I have been working personally on the movement since the Mumbai attacks, because I felt that as an Indian, this is something that we need to do. My thanks to all the speakers who took out time. In today's theme paper, I had few slides which I would like to highlight. One point, all of us agree that what we have is severity of punishment, which only quantifies the quantum of corruption you need to do to get away from that punishment. What we don't have is severity of punishment, which we must expose. And this is the most important slide, that 64 years after independence, we are still not independent in India, and this is something very strongly that we must respect the police. We should be able to respect our police on a daily basis. That is very important, and it has to be a two-way traffic. Thank you. Thank you, Anuj.
Presenting the new Gel Achiever with improved dye-base ink. Now, non-dry up to 2 years. World's finest gel pen. Gel Achiever.
In today's environment, where competition is non-stop and threats can appear out of nowhere, Accenture can help put your organization in shape to compete. So instead of merely surviving challenges, you can meet them head-on. Accenture Consulting Technology Outsourcing. High performance delivered.
2011 is a year in which you will see a lot of stability in most of the industries. So somewhere inflation will peak and you will see the advantage being withdrawn a bit also. For India's story, Reliance is a must. Oil and gas sector also has some contra calls in the form of, say, MRBL. That's something which we like.
Catch top contrarian bets from Antique Broking's Anish Javeri on Market Makers Contra Call. Only on ET Now.
Hi, Mike Hussey, Chennai Super Kings.
Hi, this is Doug Bollinger from the Chennai Super Kings.
Watch us in action on IndiaTimes.com.
With Schneider Electric's energy efficient solutions, you can treat more water per watt. You can drive more kilometers for the money. You can mine more megatons per megawatt. You can serve more terabytes per terawatt.
And with a touch of a finger, you can relax more efficiently too. To learn how you can save up to 30% on your energy bill with our Smart Grid Reddi energy efficient solutions, visit schneiderelectric.com.
Money. It's the currency of happiness and your capital to prosperity. Investing your money in equities can reap the richest dividends. Demystify your understanding of the markets with easy-to-understand trading strategies and tips. Presenting Beyond Market.
A special educative series promoting investors' confidence and understanding of the markets.
Only on ET Now.
Brought to you by Nirmal Bang, relationship beyond broken. This is the Times Television Network, and you're watching